Hello and welcome back to the Divine Speaker. Let's see how much of a trap it is that we're going to walk in right now. For some reason, I felt nervous as we made our way back to where I first met that man.
Sign, I wanted to ask you something. What do you know about Oxibor?
What do I know? They make the best toys.
Answer seriously.
Fine. I know that the Murano family controls most of their town.
The Muranos? We heard a little bit about them before. They run the glass production here?
That's right. You know, knowledge is pretty attractive in a guy.
Is that all you know?
I heard the Murano family originally came from Sidcaim, but ran here with their tails between their legs a few hundred years ago. They built Oxibor up from nothing.
Did they do something wrong?
He shrugged at my question.
No clue. I've never looked into it myself.
We kept walking through the dim streets on our way to meet with a mysterious man. Everything was dead quiet. That itself isn't much different to earlier, but it gave off an eerie feeling when the only thing lighting the streets was the moon. Every step we took echoed through the empty streets. We didn't say it to each other, but we had a silent agreement to watch each other's backs. Something felt wrong. It doesn't feel like we're in the middle of a city. It feels the same as that night I ran through the forest alone. Deadly quiet. When we finally arrived at the spot from earlier, we could see someone leaning against the dark walls, illuminated by the moonlight. As we approached, he turned to face us.
So, you came after all.
He looked between our faces. He probably wasn't expecting there to be so many of us.
Come with me.
He turned and started walking into the darkness. He didn't check to see if we were following. I took a deep breath. There's only one thing to do.
Come on, before we lose him.
Leos gave me a serious look, and Fawn looked worried. I wasn't scared before, but now that we're here in the middle of the night, in pitch black darkness, I put those thoughts away and followed after the mysterious man. We caught up quickly. He was walking slowly, but with a purpose. He didn't say a word. After a few moments of silent travel, he stopped in front of a large house. It was hard to see in the dark, but it surely looked magnificent. There was a high fence surrounding the property, with a large metal gate. I'd never seen anything like it. A plaque on the gate read, Murano.
Stay quiet.
I gave him a small nod, and we followed him through the gateway and inside the house. We found no reprieve from the vast darkness inside. It was pitch black, not a single candle or lantern in sight. Once we were all inside, he closed the door with a thud. He lifted a candle from a table and lit it, but it didn't make it any less creepy. Slowly, he used the candle to light 2 lanterns. Light spread out over our surroundings. Everything was so grand. A large staircase took up most of my vision. Beautiful wooden floorboards and expensive decorations. At home, everything was much more practical. This could only be a show of money.
My parents are away, and we're the only ones here. We can talk freely.
We followed you all the way here. Tell us what you know.
Soon.
This is a waste of time. We're leaving.
No, wait.
Leos turned and jiggled the doorknob. It was stuck.
I locked it behind us. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I just need you to listen to me. I know about Caspian. I know where he went. I'll tell you, but I need your help.
In the middle of the night? You can't get our help during the day?
No. I mean, it's easier to talk now. No one will hear us.
What could be so secret you need no one to hear?
I'm sure you've noticed. Everyone is on edge.
We have.
I'm sure you've also heard that these people have been going missing, with some turning up dead.
That's right.
The ones that turn up, they can barely be called bodies. Their arms and legs are usually missing, and their faces are nothing but a bloody pulp, if they have one. What you might not know, the people that have gone missing, and the ones that have turned up dead, they were all foretold.
What?
In the center of town is where we pay respect to our dead. The names of the recently deceased are shown on our town notice board. At first, no one noticed. If a name or two appeared, who would read them all to check?
Are you saying...
The names of the living were being added slowly over time. We thought it was a kid playing a joke. But when they started turning up dead, no one thought it was a joke anymore.
How long has this been going on for?
Years. Only now have they ramped up enough for people to notice.
I could feel my heart beating 1,000,000 times a second. Leos, Sign, and Fawn all looked equally shaken. This is too far above us.
Why? Why didn't you call for help? The king could have...
The king's long since forgotten us. Not that he'd help people like us anyway. Whatever's killing them, it has to be stopped.
You want us to stop it?
I can't do it alone. I'll be killed too.
This is too dangerous, right? We're not gonna risk our lives for something like this.
He whipped off his glasses, a desperate look in his eyes.
Wait, please. I know about Caspian. I'll tell you if you can help me. I know a lot about him.
Oh, okay. Ask more about the people that have gone missing. Ask about Caspian. Ask about him. Well, is he gonna tell us anything now unless we help him? Can we ask everything? Oh, jeez. Let's try asking about Caspian.
What do you know about Caspian?
He stayed with us for a time, but he had to leave.
Why did he leave? Did it have anything to do with what's going on?
I don't know.
Something about this guy is definitely off, but whatever's going on here is serious.
Can you at least tell us your name?
My name? I remember. You can call me Nox.
What do you mean you remember? Okay.
Nox?
That's right.
My name is Rain, and this is Leo, Spawn, and Sign. Can I have a moment to talk to my friends about this?
Of course. I'll go prepare things while I wait.
Slowly, Nox ascended the stairs and left our view. As soon as he was gone, Leos grabbed me by the shoulders.
Are you out of your mind? How badly do you want to die?
What? I don't! What other choice do we have?
What do you mean, what other choice do we have? Stop saying that. We turn around now and leave. This isn't our problem.
Really? It seems like our problem to me.
How could you think this has anything to do with us?
Well, we're locked in here.
If we say no, will he let us out?
I glanced around the dimly lit room. There were other doors leading further into the house, but who knows if any led outside.
I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but this is the Murano estate. You all saw the name on the gate, right?
I did notice that. Is he?
Not to cause any alarm, but as far as I'm aware, there's no one named Knox in the Murano family.
Well, he didn't say his name was Knox, but that we can call him that.
I'm scared.
Don't be. We'll be fine.
I hope he can't hear the way my voice is shaking or see my hands trembling. Ooh, okay, agree to help him or try to escape. I mean, I'm curious about the whole thing and... So far it seems less of a trap than I would have thought. I wouldn't 100% trust Knox yet, but... I'm curious.
We have to agree to help him. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling. I feel like if we try to leave...
I feel that too.
I don't think he's dangerous. I think he just desperately needs help.
I agree. Plus, you won't find out anything if we just leave. And if you're sad, I'm sad too.
This isn't the time to be joking around. This is serious.
Come on, I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little.
You're always head first into danger. Fine. All right, we'll help him. But if he doesn't tell us what we want to know...
The sound of footsteps echoed down the stairway as Knox rejoined our group.
Have you thought about it? Will you help me?
We will. But you have to tell us everything you know about Caspian.
And you'll be telling us now.
I'll tell you half now. No more.
And the other half after?
That's right.
I guess that seems fair.
Start then.
Caspian. When I was much younger, only a small child, that's when I met him. I was in the markets with my mother. Standing in the center looking lost was a boy much older than me. He had messy brown hair, I remember, and a curious look on his face. The way he looked at the world, it was like it was his first time seeing it.
And then what happened?
My mother, she asked him if he had any place to go, but he didn't. He stayed with us for a time, and we became close. He felt like an older brother, really. I wish that we could stay together forever. He never told my mother or father about where he came from, but he told me that it was from the land far away, and he had no choice but to leave. He always had a sad look in his eyes. And then, his name. One night, his name. It appeared. I wouldn't. There's no way I'd let it happen to him.
So, you're saying he left? Have you seen him since?
I haven't seen him in nearly 20 years. But I promise, I can assure you, he's alive. It didn't get him.
It?
Okay, but we can't search in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you gotta let us out first. Then we can investigate tomorrow.
No. You'll use the spare bedrooms tonight.
What? You gotta be kidding me. What, are you trying to keep us hostage here?
No. But the streets are dangerous. Do you have anywhere else to stay?
He's got a point. As creepy as it is here, we may have to take him up on it.
Rain.
Calm down, guys. He's just showing us some hospitality. Right?
Right. It's not safe out there. You'll be fine for the night if you stay here.
Everyone looked uneasy. Ooh, okay. Everyone's opinion. Well, you know that I'm going to ask Fawn, right? But what I'm also thinking right now is, yeah, Leos, Fawn, and Rain wouldn't really have a place to stay, but I'm sure Sign has one, or like he has a carriage somewhere probably. If you remember back in Stagwitch, where we saw a fancy wagon, or yeah, I'm sure that was Sign's, right? But yeah, come on, whatever. I also think right now that he's just being nice, that he's telling the truth. He doesn't want us to go out and be in danger because he wants our help. But yeah, whatever.
Fawn, do you think we should...
I'm a little scared, but if you want to, I'll stay and protect you.
Precious. For tonight, I think it's best if we just do what he says.
Just for tonight, alright?
Of course.
I've always wanted to sleep over in a haunted house.
Ooh, me too.
Not me.
I'm not serious.
No, but I am.
Let me show you to your rooms. Follow me.
He slowly rose back up the stairwell, and we all followed behind him. Is this really the right choice? As I looked around at our eerie surroundings, I wasn't so sure. Every step we took away from the entry hall, the further we were plunged once again into darkness.
You can use these 4 rooms. They're all free. I suggest not lighting any candles, and don't wander around.
Why?
I wouldn't want you to fall asleep and leave it going. I've seen whole houses burned down because of simple mistakes.
I see.
Lock your door behind you, and try to be out before sunrise.
Wow, that's not creepy at all.
The earlier you start searching, the better.
Okay. Thank you, Nox. We'll be sure to do that.
Then I'll take my leave. As for tomorrow, there's a lot of leads to follow, so good luck.
Good night.
Nox quietly faded into darkness and left the 4 of us standing alone in the hall.
What are we doing here?
At least we have somewhere to spend the night.
But why do we have to lock the doors?
Maybe he's worried about burglars?
Maybe he's worried that if I don't lock the door, he won't be able to resist me.
That could be it?
Oh dear.
Or he's worried that something will come in and get us.
That couldn't be true. If we just do what he tells us, I'm sure we'll be fine and be able to leave tomorrow.
So you agree? He's basically holding us hostage.
Could be worse places to be kept as hostages.
Like?
Like places that don't let us all have a king-sized bed for free. He's not even chaining us up. Not that I'd mind.
TMI sign, TMI.
I'm glad you're so easy to please.
That's not what people usually say about me. I'll let you have a try if you want, though. More than one try just for you. In fact, be my guest and try all night.
What?
I think it's bedtime.
Are you going to be okay by yourself, Fawn?
I'll lock the door, so I should be fine.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll take this room then.
Night-night. Sleep tight.
Ugh.
Leos, if you get lonely, you know where my room is.
I'll be fine by myself. Thanks anyway.
Leos slammed the door behind him, leaving Sign snickering.
Good night.
Good night, Fawn. If anything happens, come get me.
I will. Thanks, Rain.
The other 2 gently closed their doors behind them. The sudden emptiness made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. For some reason, staying out here alone felt like a bad idea. I quickly entered the room and shut the door behind me. The room was dark and stuffy. It hadn't been used in a while by the looks of it. It had that smell, like old books not touched in years, like dust that settled and was allowed to stay. I guess I can't be picky, though. Nox said that we should lock the doors and sleep, but I couldn't help but be curious. Look around the room. Yeah, of course we're going to look around the room. Like, obviously I'm going to look around a room that I'm going to sleep in. Yeah. Jeez. Surely a little look around couldn't hurt, right? If I can just find a candle or something. I fumbled through the room and found my way to a table. I felt over the surface and found a small box. Oh, a pack of matches. I struck the match against the box, and in no time the table was lit up by the soft, warm light. What is all of this stuff? Stacks of paper, books, knickknacks. What a mess. Okay, look through the books, check out the stack of papers. Is that jewelry? Okay, I don't know if we're interested in jewelry. The papers? There's a huge stack of paper here. I shuffled through the letters and skimmed over the content. None of it really made any sense. Reach out to the sun, and it might burn you. Reach out to below, and be saved. Give yourself over, and you'll be given much more in return. Weird. Is this like Satanist shit? I picked up another letter. He's changed. He isn't as bright anymore. He doesn't play. During the day, he stays in his room. At night, I don't know where he goes. I'm so happy. He's finally our son. Weird. I shuffled through the pile again. Oh, what's this? At the bottom was a drawing, hastily drawn on a crumpled piece of paper. It was a drawing of two people holding hands. By the looks of it, it was done by a child. Something's wrong with them, though. The person on the left looks like he's covered in blood, and the face of the person on the right is all scribbled over. I put the drawing down. I'm not sure if any of that was important, but it sure was creepy. Should I really look around anymore? Yeah, okay, if we have the option, look at the books. So many books. I guess this is what I could smell. I picked up a few and skimmed over the pages. They were picture books. But when I looked closer, all of the words were scribbled out. Not only that, but someone had drawn little X's over all of the characters' eyes. Kind of creepy. I picked up another book. It was black, with a leather cover. When I opened it, I was greeted with messy handwriting. This must be somebody's journal, maybe a child's. I'm not sure it's okay to just read this. Journals are personal, right? I flicked through the pages, but stopped when I saw a certain word.
Caspian.
It says, I met a man named Caspian. He dresses funny. Mother let him stay at our house. She says that he doesn't have one. I flipped to the next page. Cass is the best. He plays with me all day and now he says we can be best friends. I hope we can be together forever. Next page. It won't leave. It says that we'll be best friends now. I told it that I want Cass back. It made me stay in the basement for 3 days as punishment. Wait, what? When I looked closely, numerous pages had been ripped out. There was a single page left. I flipped it over anxiously. Why are you reading this? Oh my god. I slammed the book shut. My heart felt like it would burst out of my chest. I shouldn't have read that. Something inside my head really says I shouldn't have read that. I glanced around the room out of the corner of my eye. I'm still the only person in here. I'm overreacting. There's no one hiding in the darkness. I put the book back down and took a deep breath to calm myself. Maybe I should just go to bed. Oh man, okay, this is really creepy. And it's hinting towards us just getting to sleep, but come on. Like, how much worse can it get, eh? Famous last words. There's something kind of sparkly over there. I held it up to my match. Beads? It's a little tangled, but I think it's a necklace. It's gold, with white gems. It looked expensive.
It's pretty, but not very helpful.
When I placed it back down, I noticed something else. An earring.
Just one?
The other one was missing. Annoying, but not really out of the ordinary. Whoever owns them must be upset. Well, that wasn't very useful. Why is all of this stuff so creepy? Did this used to be someone's room? Looking over the items again, the diary was probably the most interesting. Who wrote that? Knox? Well, it seems like it. I can't ask, but that would be the most logical. Wait, what was that sound? I stayed completely still and listened. It sounded like it was coming from outside? Hide or hold the door? What? Wait, but we closed the door, right? Let's hide? My eyes darted around the room. Where? Where can I hide? There's no time to think. I dove into the wardrobe and shut the door behind me. Who is that? Surely just Fawn Olios? Sign? Something deep inside told me not to call out to them. The door creaked open, and I heard slow footsteps. They moved around the room. I heard the rustling of paper and something clinking together, like metal. I held my breath. Please, gods, if you're there, don't let whoever that is hear me. The walking continued, around and around the room, until it stopped. It was silent. Have they left? I'm not gonna leave the wardrobe yet. Just stay a bit longer. No, I shouldn't get out yet. I haven't heard them leave. I tried to keep quiet, but it felt like my heart was beating 1,000,000 times a second. If I have to, I'll stay in here all night. I closed my eyes and listened carefully. Nothing. No moving or shuffling or breathing. Finally, I heard movement again. The sound continued for what felt like hours before I heard the door shut gently. Is it safe? I poked my head out. It was empty. It's now or never. I got out and ran for the door. Click. I locked it. Why didn't you lock it before? Oh my god. Rain, please. It's the one thing they told you to do. Lock the door. Oh. They really shouldn't have gone to separate rooms. Honestly, even if it's just like 2 and 2. Oh, Rain, please. Why didn't I lock it as soon as I came in? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, jeez. Even with the door safely shut, I didn't feel safe at all. I think it's best to just go to sleep tonight. If I can even get any. I scurried into the bed and buried myself in the sheets. It felt a little safer. I was finally drifting off to sleep when I heard something. Some kind of tapping? I got out of bed quietly and put my ear to the door. Yeah, there's some kind of light tapping sound. After what happened earlier, I feel like I shouldn't check. One small peek wouldn't hurt, right? I opened the door and peeked outside. The tapping sound was louder out there. It was coming from down the hallway, a rhythmic tapping. No matter how hard I tried to squint, it was just too dark to see that far. The only way to find out would be to walk closer. I'm not sure about this. On the one hand, I should just lock my door and leave it at that. Whatever it is doesn't concern me. But on the other, I'm curious. There really is no point in pretending to weigh up the options. I'm too curious to not check. Rain, rain please. It's just a tapping. Oh man. I stepped out of my room and took a few steps down the hall. The tapping stopped, but I continued on anyway.
Hello?
My voice echoed down the hall before disappearing. Silence. An empty, hollow silence. A sudden cold shiver ran down my spine. Is someone watching me? I stood completely still and searched around with my eyes. I couldn't see anyone. Okay, I really think I should just go to sleep. I don't want to stay out here.
Boo!
Of course.
Ah! Sign! It's not funny.
Sorry. Did I scare you? I couldn't help myself. You looked terrified. I just wanted to surprise you a little.
What are you even doing out here?
I could ask you the same question.
What? I heard a weird tapping, so I came to see what it was.
Oh, whoops. That was me.
I can see that. So, now will you tell me?
How could I sleep after all the mysterious things that Nox guy said? I just wanted to investigate a little. I feel like a real detective.
Aren't you scared?
If I say I'm scared, will you hold me?
Hold you? Isn't that something like you're supposed to do with someone you love?
Wow, you're learning.
Love? Who told you that?
Fawn told me. He said that out here, people fall in love and kiss and stuff.
That's a weird way to describe it. You make it sound like you don't know what love is.
I don't. It's new to me.
You're pretty young, right? I'm sure you'll understand eventually.
Aren't you younger than me?
I'm 22.
You're 4 years older than me?
Don't worry, I can teach you all the things you don't know.
What? Anyway, that's not really the point. I only recently learned about it.
This sounds pretty interesting. Why don't you come back to my room so we can talk more? I'm starting to feel scared after all.
Well, okay. Being out here is kind of creepy anyway.
Right. I wouldn't want you to trip either, so we should probably hold hands for safety, yeah?
Sure, that sounds fine. I don't think I'll trip. Nope.
What? I won't trip. I managed to walk here fine on my own.
Boo! Spoil sport!
What?
Come on then, follow me.
I followed Sign back to his room, with him sulking the whole way. The door shut behind us with a soft thud, and Sign quickly locked the door.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
Sign's room was nearly identical to mine. The same bed, the same table, the same wardrobe. The same amount of dust. They definitely haven't had many guests lately. What's the point of such a big house if it's just going to sit empty? He sat down on the edge of his bed and beckoned me closer, so I pulled the chair up and sat down facing him.
We haven't really had much time alone, huh?
Well, we only just met.
True. It just feels like we've known each other for much longer. Let's use this time to get to know each other. I want to be close with you, too. I'm so jealous of Fawn and Leos. They get to cling to you all they want.
Yeah. I want to be friends too.
Oh, yeah. Friends. Hey, I have an idea. We could be really special friends. How does that sound?
Shady. It sounds shady, Sign.
Yeah.
There's a good boy. But first, let's continue that discussion from earlier. What do you mean you don't know what love is?
I don't really know what to say. In Aurelia Cavella, it just doesn't exist. I only just started learning about it from Fawn.
No love? None at all?
No. We just get matched up by the speaker. No love involved. Not that I fully understand love yet, though.
Then what about sex? You can just fuck whoever you'd like, no strings attached? That sounds amazing!
What?
Wait, are you kidding? You don't even know about sex?
I don't know anything about it. I've only heard a little.
But they have kids in Aurelia Cavella, right?
Yeah,
But you don't know where they come from.
that's right.
Wow, you've actually lived in a bubble your entire life. I'm almost impressed.
Actually, there wasn't a bubble. We were surrounded by...
Okay, I get it. So what did Fawn tell you?
He told me that you get a warm feeling in your chest, and that's how you know you're in love. Then you get married and kiss and stuff. I met another weird guy who explained a little more to me, too.
That's all? You have a lot to learn then. If you want, I'm happy to teach you.
Teach me?
Yeah, you know, for, educational purposes. Fawn only told you about one side of love anyway, the boring side. I can teach you about the other side, if you'd like.
That's kind of him.
Well, if you're offering, please teach me.
Seriously? Yay! I was sure you'd say no.
He looked pretty excited. It made my heart beat a little faster too. There's so much I don't know. Sign really is a nice guy. Oh, Rain.
So, where do we start?
Don't worry, we can deflower you one petal at a time.
He stood up in front of me, straightened his back, and put his hands behind him like a teacher. Jeez, I can't read today.
Why don't we start with a little theory, and move on to something more practical?
How about you just stick to the theory for now?
We'll have to take it slow for a pure boy like you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's start with something simple. Your blue-haired princess was right about love. Mostly. Fluffy feelings, love, marriage, all that soft stuff. Blech, boring. You know what comes after that? The good stuff. I guess this is almost a lesson on the birds and the bees, huh?
The birds and the bees?
You can do all that gushy, fluffy crap, have some boring sex, pop out a few children, and ruin your life, or you can skip all the boring stuff. You don't have to be in love to fuck someone. And I promise you, we don't need to have any kids. Wait. Does that mean you were walking around a sex shop with no clue what was going on?
Wow, you're finally getting it.
I still have no clue.
He paced back and forth, deep in thought. He stopped before turning to face me.
I mean, you still have a dick, right?
What?
I hope you don't mind me taking a seat. So, like I was saying, you do have a dick, right?
He ran his fingertips through my hair before slowly dragging them down my body. Lower and lower.
It sure feels like you have one.
He brushed against my pants with his long, slender fingers.
Of course I do.
So then, surely you've put it to use once or twice?
To use?
Are you being shy with me? That's not allowed. You have to answer all the questions your teacher gives you. Just because you have no concept of love doesn't mean you have no natural instincts, right?
That's what I've been wondering, to be honest. Like, even if you don't teach people about love and sex, we're mammals. At the end of the day, things will happen.
So, go on. Tell me. I want to know all about you jerking off.
His fingers kept teasing, barely touching, but enough to make me feel something.
Of course I have. But I couldn't help it.
His hands felt all over my body, as if he was searching for something. It sent a shiver down my spine. And the way he was talking to me. So seductive and smooth.
Of course you couldn't. You don't have to feel bad. That's what it's there for. That's what sex is. Like the feeling you gave yourself, but 100 times better. 1,000 times better, if you do it with me. Sounds interesting, right? So...
With his arms wrapped around my neck, he stared straight into my eyes.
How about that practical lesson?
Sorry, Sign. Not this time.
I think that's enough for tonight.
I swallowed hard. It felt good, but I'm not sure. Do friends do this? I mean, sometimes. I wouldn't quite call Sign a friend yet either.
Is it a little too overwhelming? We can always resume our fun another time. The harder the chase, the more fun catching you will be anyway.
What?
Nothing.
He quickly hopped off of my lap and pulled me up from my seat. Seeing him this close up, he really is kind of beautiful. Smooth skin, big green eyes.
Well, off you go then. Wouldn't want your lover or bodyguard to get jealous, would we?
Who?
Nighty-night!
He pushed me out of the door and slammed it quickly in my face. Lover? By bodyguard, he probably means Leos. I heard the lock slide into place on the other side of his door. Anyway, it's probably for the best if I head back and get some sleep now. Once I got into my room, I locked the door and jumped straight under the covers. I closed my eyes, finally. What a long day. I feel like so much has happened. Although, that's been every day lately.
Destiny. Listen to. Speaker. More. The light shall guide you.
A cold wind blew through the outskirts of Oxabor, where two men walked side by side. Not quickly, but at a speed to enjoy the night's atmosphere. They continued like this for a while, quietly and comfortably, before one of them broke the silence.
It hasn't changed a bit, has it?
It feels the same. Oppressive and cold. I'm still not sure about this.
The people aren't any less creepy either. If anything, they're even more tense than before.
Ilron, you're changing the subject.
What, me? I would never. All right, I promise. I'll do everything I can to make sure they aren't harmed.
The green-haired man watched the other out of the corner of his eye. Smooth, fair skin, with two moles under his lip. Peach hair, fluffy enough that he almost wanted to touch. Blank eyes that still moved to watch him back, even if they couldn't see him.
You feel the same about him, right?
The moment we met, I felt something, but I don't know exactly what he is.
Do you think he could be the same as you?
No, but he feels similar. I feel drawn to him.
Sure would be a shame if he died before we could work it out.
Ilron,
Varys.
we won't let that happen. Anyway, I was surprised by how much you tease them. You're usually much friendlier.
But it worked, didn't it? We learned a lot.
And from the reactions to your questions,
It couldn't be from anywhere else. Finally, an actual lead, after all these years of searching. And then, you can finally go back.
yeah.
Varys extended his hand silently, reaching out to something unknown.
This whole town feels like death. Like sadness and terror. But I can't see a single soul. These murders have gone on for longer than you've been alive. But if they've only ramped up in the last few years, hundreds, if not thousands, must have died. So, where are their souls? They can't just have disappeared.
I don't like where this is going.
Me either. Ilron, I know I told you that we have to protect them, but promise me that if it becomes too dangerous, we'll leave.
But
Your life isn't worth throwing away from me.
Fine. You don't do anything reckless either.
Veras turned his eyes back to Ilran and smiled.
You're being very obedient today.
That's not something people usually call me.
I guess I'm lucky then. I get to see all these different sides of you.
If you're cold, tell me, and we can stay somewhere warmer, okay?
No need. You'll keep me warm, right?
Of course.
The night would be chilly and dark, with only the waxing moonlight to illuminate their path, but it was still more welcome than the town.
Speaker, yes, speaker, let me go. Divinity and preacher, all I know. Humbly I await your new decree. Oh, tell me what my future calls of me. Run, oh run, go far away in fear. Is what I hear. New fate, alas, escape my past in tears. Erase my years, young fawn of the forest. Was this fate? Did I bring forth destruction? Was I bait? I face a foe I once again will meet. Did I yet once again fall for deceit? Lies and fire upon a pyre I fear. I flee from here again to go, not yet to know what's near. With skies so drear, just as all I have left to believe. Stories of this world, they all unweave. Thrown into a city of the night. Am I to bring this crime up to the light? Marks, please mark the path laid up ahead. Forward we tread. Now I'm free to be what I'm to be. My destiny.
Thank you all for playing the extended demo of The Divine Speaker. We hope you're looking forward to what's coming next.
It already feels like so long ago that we released the original demo. I'm getting all choked up.
You weren't in the original demo.
I'm sure everyone agrees that the wait to meet me was worth it.
Moving on. Some pretty exciting things happened this time, right?
I've met so many new people. Sign seems like a nice guy, but he's a little touchy-feely. Lilas and Nikos were both amazing people. I'm not so sure about some of the people I met, though.
What? Do you mean me?
It could be me too. I wasn't trying to be scary.
Well, I think that inviting people to your house in the middle of the night and locking them in might be seen as slightly unfriendly.
And I think that inviting yourself into someone else's wagon might be seen as a little rude.
Touché.
I'm sorry for his behavior. I told him before that we should ask first.
This happened more than once?
That's pretty bad.
Oh, come on. It's not a big deal. I'm not that bad.
You're kind of shady.
Sometimes you gotta be a little shady to get what you want. You'll learn one day, kid. I'll try to behave, is what I meant to say.
We didn't get a chance to meet yet, but I'm sure we'll get along well, Rain.
You should introduce yourself to everyone.
You're right. My name's Veras, and Ilran and I tend to travel together, usually.
That's strange. I never saw you two together. I feel like I've heard that name before.
Don't worry about that.
That's not suspicious at all. Since we didn't all get a chance to interact yet, why don't we play a game to get to know each other better? Everyone has to point out another person's best quality.
Oh, me first. Nox, you have glasses that would woo the pants off of a grandma.
Wait, what? Is that a compliment? Then, Ilran.
Come on, you don't need to think that hard.
Well, for someone that obviously doesn't bathe often, your smell isn't Offensive?
Ouch.
Then, Rain, I can feel a kindness that comes from deep within your heart. A love of people and a want to help make the world a better place. I can tell that you would do anything in your power to assist a person in need. Trust me that when I say a soul like yours is hard to come by. You have so much to give. Rain?
I wasn't expecting anything quite that deep. When I think of your best quality, it's a little awkward after what you said, but you really have killer legs.
Oh my god, killer legs! Varys, that brat's right. Look at those legs. They go on for miles.
Hey, I'm not a brat.
Killer legs. Yes, I can see it.
So smooth and thin. Now just imagine them wrapped around.
What?
Thank you for playing the extended demo, everyone. I think it's time we wrapped up. See you later.
Say bye-bye, Noxy boy.
Is that meant to be me?
Goodbye. See you all soon.
Thank you for playing the extended demo of The Divine Speaker. Time's really flied, and we've been working hard to get this out to you. If you enjoyed it, consider supporting us on Patreon for exclusive benefits. We all hope you've enjoyed playing through and meeting the new characters. Lilas, Nikos, Zine, Nox, Ilron, Veras, and loads of extras. Next up, the full game. See you all on the other side. Yes, that was the extended demo of The Divine Speaker. And even more mystery is rising up, of course. Who would have thought? I am so curious for the full game, and it is coming out in March, so not that much longer. I'll definitely be getting it and will play it for myself, but just so you know, I will not be playing the full game on the channel. Because, as you might have guessed, it is an 18+ game, and I think the devs have been working on a kind of streamer mode where where you can censor certain CGs, but it's still too much of a risk on one hand, and I think I'd feel somewhat uncomfortable, to be honest. So yeah, I'll just be playing it for myself. And if you want to see the full game, I highly recommend supporting the devs and go buy it yourself. I always have the links for Steam and itch in the description below. And yeah, if you can't buy the game yet, you can also wishlist it on Steam. That usually also helps get them some traction. And if you're in a country like me where Steam can't get a proper age verification system figured out, so they just outright ban all games that include sex, basically, because violence in an 18+ game is okay, right? But sex, no, that's worse. Well, that's another topic. But yeah, it's still available on itch, and you can also go and share about the game on Twitter, or there's a Discord by the devs, by 2.5 Studios. Go join that, join the discussion, and just get the word out about this game, which is really amazing so far. I mean, this has just been the demo, okay? And look at how many hours of playtime this demo is. Whoa. And also, if we look here in the extras, okay? This is the CGs we unlocked so far. As you can see, we didn't even unlock everything in this Let's Play, because probably I picked all the phone choices, right? So, the demo is still available. Go download that, play for yourself, go with other choices, and check out the rest. So, even, yeah, that wasn't even all of the demo, is what I'm trying to say. That's crazy. Yeah. Get the game, get the word out, follow the devs on Twitter for any updates. They're also doing a giveaway right now, I think. I'm not sure if it's going to be stopped by the time this video comes out, but there's some fun stuff on there. I'm also on Twitter, by the way. Go follow me if you want to. Subscribe to this channel for more games that I'm going to play. But yeah, for the Divine Speaker, that's it from me. Please leave a comment on if you will get the game and who will you romance. That would be really interesting. I mean, as I said, I would go for Fawn first, but I'm really interested in the other characters as well, so yeah, definitely gonna be 100% Ram eventually. But yeah, leave me your thoughts, opinions, and until next time, bye bye!